Hi, I'm Nick Koenig.
And I'm Amber Pellicone. Thanks for joining us for school news around the district.
Our top story, the 7th annual Learn Green Conference.
This incredibly popular event was even bigger and better this year. New to this year's conference was the presentation of the Florida Green Schools Network's Green Schools and District Awards. Our district was honored as a winner. The conference took place at Boynton Beach High School. The exhibit hall was packed with exciting booths featuring local companies and organizations. This event provides unique opportunities for teachers, students, administrators, community members, and experts in their fields to learn from each other and discuss new Green Schools projects. The conference also offered nearly 70 breakout sessions. Among the topics discussed, school grounds enhancement, community partnerships, curriculum, and more.
Hurricane season may be ending, but the education local students received about storms will last a lifetime.
Reporter Claudia Shea shows us a unique program in which kids take part in an emergency simulation and are asked to make tough decisions.
A bright, sunny day as students lined up for an enlightening lesson inside the Emergency Operations Center in West Palm Beach.
There's two rescues. There's animal and there's search and rescue.
But once inside, these 50 science and civics students from Lake Worth High School took on the identities of emergency planners as part of a hurricane simulation.
I'm in public works engineering when we deal with evac and trash collecting and basically engineering if we have to.
Wearing their Weather Rangers t-shirts, the students, under the direction of real emergency planners,
we lived in the hurricane capital of the United States.
Pretended that Hurricane Vincent, a fictitious Category 3 storm, was closing in on Florida's east coast.
The forecast models indicate that the storm will turn toward the west and impact the Florida coast in 2 days as a major Category 3 hurricane with 130 miles per hour winds.
Wind speeds, storm surges, rain totals, evacuations, and shelters, all considerations that students didn't think about much until this interactive lesson.
This will help them learn how important preparedness is for any sort of emergency situation. It's a great learning experience for them.
The students formed their own local government and depended on teammates for input on dealing with the fictitious scenarios.
There's several people doing several things, and you have to come up with ways to put them into play as you're putting yourself into play with them.
This exercise is a team effort provided by Storm Zone, a school-based educational program, and Florida International University.
It's about many things: STEM education, science, technology, engineering and math. It's meteorology. It's a hurricane approaching Palm Beach County. It brings storm surge and wind, so they're learning about that. Also, emergency management, the role that it plays before, during, and after a hurricane.
Emergency planners also hope that this exercise lights a spark in students.
It gives the kids an opportunity to see a new career path. Emergency management is an emerging field.
A field in which these students now have a greater appreciation. Claudia Shea reporting for the Education Network, keeping you informed.
A generous grant made to a local middle school will go a long way in helping ESE students.
PetSmart presented a check for $5,000 to Palm Springs Middle School. The school will use the money to provide a multisensory reading program for 300 exceptional student education children. PetSmart made the donation through its PetSmart Gives Back initiative. Part of the grant will pay for a facility dog, which will be a learning aid for ESE students.
This is a highly trained dog from Canine Companions out of Orlando. We have interviewed each one of the children individually to find out to make sure they're not allergic. And they are very excited about an animal being able to sit with them so that they will sit longer and read longer and attend to the lessons longer.
The grant will also fund new learning tools. Technology purchased with grant money will support the school's Apple iPad Reading Lab program, which assists students who have special needs.
And special needs students at Jupiter High School are enjoying a unique on-the-job training at the city's posh new movie theater.
It's all part of a partnership between the theater and the school. And as reporter Rick Blackwell shows us, the students are the stars.
Now playing at the Sinopolis Movie Theater in Jupiter, it's the feel-good hit of the year.
Oh, this is a large.
In this tale, the actors are getting some wonderful direction.
Let's get you guys where you belong.
And the performers did a great job memorizing their lines.
You got a marinated chicken with crushed chips.
But this is not a Hollywood drama. It's a real-life story about 3 special needs students from Jupiter High School who are participating in a wonderful program called Career Experience.
It just shows everyone that no matter what their ability or disability is, there's a job out there.
Learning about those jobs are Michael, Caleb, and Joaquin. They put on the cooking uniforms inside the kitchen here at the movie theater as part of a work program for special needs students at Jupiter High School.
I actually kind of think Jupiter High School did well for making this career experience class, because come on, when do you ever get a chance like this? This works for everybody.
It works for the students because they learn a trade they can do for their entire life.
Oh, this is job experience, and I hope to get a job and show this on my resume.
As for the movie theater, they benefit from the work of these 3 inspirational students 2 mornings a week.
You know, it's amazing. Every Monday and Wednesday when I drive in the parking lot, I get to see the bus, and I know right away that I'm going to get something good to eat. That's the first thing. Second of all, I come in, you know, I see their faces, and they're always smiling, and Marcus is going back and forth with them, and they're really excited about what they're learning, so we get excited about that.
Chef Marcus from the theater teaches these students about cleanliness in the kitchen, creating recipes, food preparation, and presentation.
Not only is this an innovative program, it's also a pretty unique movie theater. Check it out. They got big screen TVs, a bar, and look at this menu that the boys are helping to create. Beyond the dollars and cents, the Sinopolis Jupiter Movie Theater is also trying to make a contribution to the local community.
All 3 students are grateful for this wonderful program.
Thank you very much, and come to the movie theater.
Coming to the theater on this day, Jupiter High teachers and Palm Beach County School District administrators who listened as the students proudly described their dishes.
You cut the jalapeno in half, you mix it together, cream cheese, parmesan, cilantro, and lime.
Great job, Michael. What a wonderful program. And as they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap. Rick Blackwell reporting for the Education Network, keeping you informed.
Local high school students now have a better understanding of the hurt inflicted by bullying.
This after receiving a powerful message from an inspirational man who once considered suicide because of the way others treated him.
Hi everyone! How you doing?
Australia native Nick Vujicic was born without arms and legs. 22 years ago, when he was 10 years old, he considered suicide as an escape from the painful bullying. Instead, he decided to take a different path and channel his energy into spreading messages of tolerance and love to audiences around the globe. Nick Vujicic has delivered his powerful message during more than 3,000 speeches in nearly 60 countries. Students at Boca High were certainly motivated by what they heard.
And no matter how dark your storm is, no matter how bad it is, when you actually are able to fly above the storm, like I've done, my storm is still here, but I've overcome it.
Nick Vujicic has delivered his powerful message during more than 3,000 speeches in nearly 60 countries. Students at Boca High were certainly motivated by what they heard.
I often see kids, and sometimes they seem so sad or sometimes happy, but I don't really know what's going on with them, and I don't, you know, it's like, what can I do to help them? And now it's just extremely motivational from him to me, and I want to help people now. It's just great.
Vujicic loves speaking to children and is a father himself. He and his wife have 2 little boys.
Time now to salute the efforts of students and staff in a segment we call Honor Roll.
Lance Gondek from Eagles Landing Middle School was named the Middle School Counselor of the Year. We're also congratulating Dr. Randy Scheitz from Binks Forest, who was honored as the School Counselor Advocate of the Year. And on the left, Hidden Oaks Principal Sari Myers, the 2015 Administrator of the Year.
The academic team at West Boca High is on the move. The team recently competed in a variety of quiz bowl competitions and qualified for Q Unlimited's national competition.
50 and fabulous! H.L. Johnson Elementary School teachers and staff celebrated their 50th day of the school year by dressing in 50s attire. The celebration also included 50s music and nifty 50 food items.
Dressing up was also part of the equation during Literacy Week at New Horizons. Mrs. Davidson's kindergartners performed as a living museum. Each child chose a nursery rhyme and dressed as the main character.
These 6 students from Belglade Elementary add up to one successful team. They placed 6th in the school district at the Equations Math Academic Games.
And another shout out to Belglade Elementary School. It's spreading holiday cheer by helping to feed the less fortunate. The school donated enough Thanksgiving meals to feed about 200 people.
Wellington Elementary School is calling its Red Ribbon and Character Counts Week a huge success. Red Ribbon Week is a national campaign on Just Say No to Drugs. Students and staff wore jeans representing the message, I am a genius, I am drug-free. They also donned red shirts and decorated with red ribbons to reinforce their message.
Making beautiful music. Indian Ridge School has partnered with VSA, the Very Special Arts, to provide African dance and drumming classes. The mission of VSA is to create a society where people with disabilities can learn through, participate in, and enjoy the arts.
And Alamanda Elementary has been awarded $5,000 in the Defend Your Turf Challenge. This program is sponsored by Fuel Up to Play 60 and the Florida Dairy Council. Students from Alamanda competed against students at other schools by tracking their eating habits and daily physical activity. The grand prize was presented by former Miami Dolphin player Twan Russell during an assembly. The Dolphins mascot and cheerleaders also took part in this high-energy event.
Lots more ahead here on School News Around the District. Up next, we'll check out the community calendar for important events.
And the spotlight shines on Gove Elementary School. Find out what makes this school outstanding.
We are the Education Network. We are your source for live coverage, bringing you news impacting your students, your schools, and your community. We are covering the district, on campuses, in the classroom, throughout the community. We are on air, online, on mobile. The Education Network, your best choice for school district news. That's who we are.
Welcome back.
Each week, School News Around the District highlights one of our great schools.
And this week, the spotlight shines on Gove Elementary School.
Welcome to Gove Elementary School, located in West Palm Beach, Florida. Here at Gove Elementary, we offer a dual language model which is open to students who wish to acquire the ability to function academically, culturally, and socially in a multicultural society.
Me llamo Amy Tejeda, estoy en el grado 6 y yo soy de Cuba. Lo que más me gusta de la Escuela Elemental Gove es el programa bilingüe. Saber 2 idiomas es muy importante porque abre muchas puertas en el futuro. Yo vine aquí en el grado 2 y desde entonces me he desenvuelto mucho en el inglés.
Mi nombre es Tasnia Tabassum.
¿Cuál es tu grado?
En mi grado es 6º grado.
¿De qué país eres?
Yo estoy de Bangladesh.
¿Qué es lo que más te gusta de la Escuela Elemental Gove?
A mí me gusta ciencias porque Yo amo a inventar nuevas cosas.
Our teachers prepare students in both English and Spanish languages through a rigorous curriculum that strictly follows Florida standards. To enhance the dual language knowledge of our students, teachers prepare themselves through weekly LTM collaboration meetings and regularly participate in Spanish workshops. Whether it's in front of the camera or behind the scenes, students in TV production help to create our morning announcements.
Students, make sure to eat breakfast every day.
We come in and we just fix the teleprompter. We put our lunch menu and everything that we have to say to the school that they need to know, like the pledge and the lunch and the word of the day.
Gove has been involved in the wellness program for the last 20 years. Our students and staff benefit from the many wellness programs such as Wellness Walks, Gove Wellness Clubs, Character Education School Assembly, Blitz Assembly, PTO Wellness Updates, pep rallies for Fit for All students and staff. Come be a member of our family at Gove Elementary School, the school district of Palm Beach County, your best choice.
Time now to show you some important events making our community calendar.
Applications are now being accepted for the school district's choice programs. The application deadline for most schools is January 29, 2016. The exceptions are Bach Middle School, the Conservatory School, Boynton Beach High's Arts Program, and A.W. Dreyfus School of the Arts, which have a December 4th deadline. Apply online at palmbeachschools.org/choiceprograms/application.asp. If you're into cars, be sure to head over to Park Vista Community High School on December 12th for the 9th Annual Auto Show. The show runs from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. On display, you'll see lots of stock cars, as well as antique, vintage, muscle cars, and much more. And Jupiter High School's Meet the Scientist lecture series continues on December 9th. Representatives from IMEGA International will conduct a lecture titled Towards a Sustainable Future, Alternative Fuel Systems. The lecture begins at 7 p.m.
Now let's check in with Rick Blackwell to see what he's working on in good sports.
Hey, Rick.
Thanks a lot, guys. Coming up next, right here on the Education Network on Good Sports, we're going to tell you about the Wellington Wolverine basketball team. Last year, they won an 8A state championship, and they are working hard to achieve the exact same goal this year. More on the Wolverines coming up. Also, we've got a couple of teams still left in the Florida football state playoffs. We'll profile those games and all the latest sports news and social media news. It's coming up next, right here on the Education Network with Good Sports. I'm your host, Rick Blackwell, so keep it right here.
Thanks, Rick.
And that's going to do it for this edition of School News Around the District, brought to you by the Education Network. Keeping you informed.